Hello, fourth grade. Here I am, your teacher, Mr. Doyle. This is my first time doing a video this way and on a different platform, so hopefully it'll go all right. I'm going to do a language arts video for you, and I hope you really do watch this video first before doing the assignment for today because it is a test, actually. But I do want to talk and go over a few things in this video. So if you just hold on for just 1 second, I want to pause here and then continue. I'm going to switch the camera around so you can see what I'm talking about, okay? All right, hopefully you can see me all right, or hear me all right anyway. And we're going to be looking right here. You see these vocabulary words? We're going to look, even though, no, we are not going to be grading reading anymore. But in this language arts video, we're gonna talk, sometimes we'll talk a little bit about reading, and we definitely want to look at our reading book and then focus on the language. Okay, focus on the language for the graded material as we're reducing all the assignments you have to do. But I still want us to at least go over these, even though you won't have a quiz, because these words will be in your book when you read. And then we'll go into language. We'll do this very quickly, okay? Contempt. What does contempt mean? It means scorn, a feeling that someone or something is worthless. Contempt. It's not a good feeling. Dignity, self-respect. Stricken, afflicted with sickness, pain, or emotion. Sullen, unfriendly. Resentful. Superstitious, believing things out of fear and ignorance. Tundra, a treeless plain. Tundra, vaguely, hastily, not clearly. There's a few of these that some things just come to my mind right away. And, stricken, afflicted with a sickness. You hear that word in the Bible quite often, actually. Sullen, okay, again, it can also mean a sadness, but you're not friendly, you're more than, even stronger more than just sad, okay, even a resentfulness towards someone can be. Superstitious, you may have heard that word before. Tundra, I think of the snowy owl when I think of this word. It is really something. I mean, when I think of those white owls, it's a treeless plain, so there aren't many trees at all up there, but it's very cold, and you'll see the snowy owls living in the tundra. Vaguely, when you think of a haze, a fog, something that's not clear, in your mind there's like this haze or this fog or something that's another big word, ambiguous maybe, but it's vaguely not clear. So think about those words and go over those words, write those words down. Again, these are not what you need to turn in or anything, but just for the sake of learning, I feel like that would be good to at least mention, okay? And look at those and study those, not for a quiz though, okay? Just make it fun, just do it for fun. You see this page here in your reading book? You're going to be reading the Yukon Trail. I love this story. All about, the Yukon's way up in Alaska. And there's a story all about these dogs and the dog sleds. So you read it on page 132 and just read the story. And when you get to the end of the story, oh, something's happening there, you'll see a poem, stopping by the woods on a snowy evening. And you're going to stop at stopping. You're going to stop, but do read this. Read this poem. There's some questions on the page previous, page 144, and then 145 is this. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. So read that poem. Here's one part here. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. What does the word queer mean? You think about that. Based on context, my little house must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. My farmhouse, you think, could you put the word, based on the context of the sentence, what do you think? Do you think it means maybe odd? Odd, maybe? Yeah, odd or strange. It must be strange or odd to stop without a farmhouse near. Why would you stop just suddenly, right? So you read that and have fun with it. A poem, very famous poem by Robert Frost, and that will be the end of reading. Now to language. Watch this video. I hope you are watching this video before the test that's scheduled for today. I wrote a few notes here of some things to go over because I feel like if I'm not there with you to really explain maybe some of the directions, I want to go over some things that you are going to see on your test today. Prepositions. Is it a preposition or an adverb? So, you know, he walked beside the river. Okay, I've underlined that. That's a preposition. I know because it's on my preposition list. He walked beside the river. Okay. It's the preposition or adverb. Remember when we learned that? If there's a phrase and a noun, we know it's a preposition. So beside the river. Is it a prepositional phrase, beside the river, with a noun? Yes. Therefore, yes, that one's a preposition. What about this one? He curled up on the couch and fell asleep. Up. Up is a preposition on our list. Is it used as a preposition, though, in this sentence? He curled up on the couch. What word's right after up? Another preposition. On the couch. Now, so this is a prepositional phrase. Well, what about the word up? Does it have a noun phrase after it? No. If you get to a preposition and then right after it's another preposition introducing a phrase, that's a preposition, but that is not. It's just telling he curled where? Up. It's an adverb telling where. But this preposition, if that were underlined, that would be a preposition because it has an object, noun, after it. Does that make sense? Be aware of that. Andy put his book down. Is there a noun after? Obviously, that's the end. If it's at the end, it can't have a noun after it. Therefore, it's an adverb, not a preposition. But this one, yes, it's a preposition. It has the object after it. And if I were putting parentheses, you may have a section also where you have to put parentheses around the prepositional phrase. Beside the river. They may ask you to do that depending on what the directions say. Parents, if you're giving the test to them, make sure they understand the directions of what to do. If it says put parentheses around it, great. If it just says, is it used as an adverb or adjective, write it in the blank what it's used as, do that. Beside the river. If it says put the object of the preposition in the blank and put parentheses around the prepositional phrase, that's what you would do. And the object is beside it's the noun, river. That would go in the blank if they ask you to put the object of the preposition in the blank. Does that make sense? Conjunctions. If you're circling conjunctions, you have that on your paper. Just circle these words that you've memorized. And, but, or, nor, for, yet. And, but, or, nor, for, yet. Conjunctions. And what is it connecting? Is it connecting two words? Is it connecting a phrase? If you see those words, it probably is, but still look to see what is it connecting. They're connecting words. Strong or weak interjections. Wow, you did an outstanding job. Do you understand? That one's strong and gets an exclamation point. That one is strong. But this one, oh, thank you kindly, comma. Strong interjections get an exclamation point. Weak interjections just get a comma. Oh, thank you. You know, when you say, oh, that's usually typical. The word wow typically is a strong one. So memorize the ones that tend to be strong, tend to be weak. Another thing is if it's strong and there's an exclamation point, you capitalize the next word. That may have helped you out on your last quiz. If there was a capital letter after it, you probably knew it was strong because it was starting a new sentence, because an exclamation point, whereas a comma doesn't end a sentence. And so you don't have to capitalize after it. So be able to use those correctly in sentences. That is something to be looking for on your test to know how to do. Dictionary, again, guide words. If the raccoon dash rat, That means those are the guide words. The first word on the page will be raccoon. The last word on that page will be rat. So if I'm looking for the word radio, my entry word, will that be on the page? If so, what page would it be on? If they gave us information to find that out. You need to be able to know, would radio be on that page? R-A, 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 so we have to look at the third letter, right? R-A-C, R-A-T. Is R-A-D after C, R-A-C, but before R-A-T? Yes. So radio indeed would be on that page. Understand? So you'll have something with dictionary skills too. So make sure you know that. The car raced loudly. Diagram every word in the sentence. This is something you also need to do. So we're going to look at what is the verb first, and that always goes first. What is the verb? The verb in the sentence is raced. I'm just going to put a V there to just reinforce that. Raced. Who or what raced? Car raced. That is the subject. All right, what describes car? The car. So, the. Doing this with one hand. Can you even see it? I'm not doing that right, am I? I'm so sorry. The. First time doing where the camera's this way. So, hopefully you can. So, car raced, the car raced. Now, there's one more word. Raced how? Loudly. That's an adverb. Telling how the car raced. So I'm simply going to write under the verb loudly, okay? And then you can know how to do these on your test. I'm just making sure you understand that before you take this test. Of course, this is an article, so articles are adjectives. I've printed some and cursive some, but anyway, sometimes they'll have you just print the letter. But words you write, you use cursive, okay? So let's go over another one. Remember last time I went on you not to be confused with adverbs. So here's your line, and there's your vertical line and horizontal line. First, find the verb. The car sped very quickly away. Look at the sentence very carefully, okay? What's the verb? Sped. I'm going to write sped, always on the right side. And the noun subject will be on the left side. What sped? Car sped. It's the subject, but it's also a noun, the noun subject. So car goes there. And most of you are doing fine with that so far. Okay, so let's do our adjectives. Is there an adjective describing? Yes. Adjective is for this article. There are always adjectives in front of a noun. So a, an, or the. They're going to be adjectives. Okay, whoops, I went below the line there. The car sped. Okay, sped. It's hard to hold it. I'm actually holding the camera. So, for this one, I'll eventually get it set up better. But anyway, okay, sped. Let's do our adverb questions because you see this over here. I see very quickly away. Let's do our adverb questions. Things that come after verbs are often adverbs. This one has an ly, which is often an adverb. Let's test it. Where, when, how often, to what extent. Sped, how? Quickly. So guess what? Quickly is an adverb, and it's going to go right there. Okay? Quickly. It sped away. It sped quickly. Where, when, how, where? Away. It sped where? Away. You know, you can see it. It's away. It's not here. It's over there. It's away. But that could be saying where. That's an adverb. Okay. What about very? It sped very. Now we could say it sped quickly, right? We could say it sped away, right? Can we say it sped very? So is very modifying sped? These are modifying, right? These are not. Very is describing what? How quickly, very quickly. You see the difference? That one is describing another adverb. Very is a word you've memorized. The words very, no, not, all of those are always adverbs, okay? So guess what? Since it's modifying another adverb, we would put that one there. Very quickly. You may not have one like this, but I want to make sure you do know how to do it. I know you need to know where to put adverbs that modify the verb. But if it modifies another adverb, you do this thing. Same with nouns and adjectives. That, you know, if there was an adverb modifying an adjective, you do the adverb there, you know. But anyway, you don't have one like that. Does that make sense? Does that help you? And always replay it. That is what I want to make sure you knew, and I'm not there to go over it before your test today. Do well on your test and do a super job. And until next time, class, I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. You take care. Bye for now.